Hey guys, I'm Incendavery, and today we're looking at another one of my old sketchbooks. This sketchbook is from September 2015 to November 2015. Let's see, first thing we've got up here is a face I didn't finish and a rough draft for a Steven Universe Lyricstuck. I don't know if you still call it a Lyricstuck if it's not Homestuck, but you know, another attempt at that same Lyricstuck that I abandoned. Here is, I believe this is a drawing of myself in an outfit. I don't think I ever actually wore this outfit because I know that whatever that was, it was sort of like a sheer robe, wouldn't have fit under this shirt, but it was a cool concept. And here is that finished Lyricstuck. I remember being really happy with how this came out. And this was still during the time when I did the lines traditionally in my sketchbook and then colored it digitally, so I'll put the finished digital color over on this side of the screen. Here's a page of just stuff. Around this time, my main goal was to fill one sketchbook page every day, and it didn't really matter what I filled it with as long as I just opened the sketchbook and put something down on the page. So you get a lot of this kind of stuff of like eyes, faces of characters from shows I was watching, random headshots, experimentation, things I saw around, like this was a logo off a sign from around my school, that kind of stuff. Another page, you've got Steven Universe stuff, hand, feet, etc. A random headshot and trying to draw a deer. Looking back, I think my animals have come a far way. See, this is what I mean of like, as long as I could fill up the page, that was fine with whatever. So it looks like I wasn't very inspired that day, so I just filled it up with a bunch of stars and it counted. Everything helps, even a page full of stars. Another page of like, random swirls. Another outfit, that one I think I might have actually worn. That looks like an outfit I would have worn. And it looks like I was trying to draw a car cat, judging by these little nubby horns here. That was probably someone I was drawing from reference. There's a drawing of my partner Aiden in a shirt they used to have. And then a punk version of Percy from Clarence. I still really like that. And here's more punk Percy. I still love this. More Steven Universe Lyricstuck, a continuation of the one from before. I don't think I colored this ever. More unfinished Lyricstuck, random stuff, more random stuff, and more. Remember, these two characters were from this running bit two of my friends had of like a mafia boss and a mime. Don't remember anything about the bit, but it was pretty funny, so I drew it. I don't know who that is, but it looks like I was drawing it either from reference or from life, judging by the hyper-rendered eyes and odd proportions. These are concept drawings for a birthday gift I made for my partner. If you know the card game Flux, I made a custom Flux deck themed around the movie Wizard People, Dear Reader, which is like a retelling of the first Harry Potter film by Brad Neely. It's one of their favorite movies, and it's pretty funny. Here we've got some amethyst puns from Steven Universe, and a McGonagall in that Wizard People, Dear Reader Flux deck style. Some freaky eye stuff. Here is a rough draft for a illustration about Bat Boy the musical. Love that musical. So it looks like there was like Shelley here in the middle, and then Meredith and Dr. Parker, and then Edgar doing three emotions, a shovel, a torch, and the dead cow head from Apology to a Cow. Should draw more Bat Boy. I love that musical. Oh, here is more Bat Boy. This is a tarot card for the Fool. It's Edgar at the beginning of the musical when they have him shoved into that burlap sack. And since I was coloring and assembling these cards digitally, here was the border. I think I did one or two others. Some calligraphy practice and some more random stuff. Calligraphy practice. Again, more random stuff. You got like drippy tongues, eyes and mouths, furry in the corner. There's Godcat from Homestuck, more eyes and mouths. And that is a character, that is a drawing of my OC M, who still exists to this day and still mostly looks like that. You can find her in the story that I share with my partner, The Adventures of Dick and Bonghead. She is oh my god, have I had blood on my fingernail this entire time? I'm sorry, that's gross. She works for this organization called No Organization with her partner Nia, and they are very cool. I think these are probably drawings from life. Maybe that one definitely is. Maybe that one, I'm not sure. You've got more Bat Boy, the musical. Thinking about tarot cards up here. There's a little sketch of a Pokemon trainer and a Pikachu. This was some concept sketches on body diversity. There's M. Other than M, a lot of these characters either don't exist anymore or were separated from her and are currently in a choir project that is unnamed, that has gone through several different names. So you may have heard me talk about it under the name Coda or the name Tutti. I don't think either of those names will be its final name, and I'm not sure it'll be finished anytime soon. It's one of those stories that I've worked on and off for years now, but because the subject matter is, so close to me, it's sort of hard for me to ever feel satisfied or even partway finished with it. There's Garnet from Steven Universe. I remember being so proud of this line work. A Pearl from Steven Universe, as well as some random hands and feet. More random junk. That looks like maybe a humanized Pearl. That one I did actually color, I'm certain, and that was... it's like Pearl as a founding father? I don't remember what the logic behind that drawing was. I have no idea what this is. Freaky looking animals and trying to figure out, looks like, tarot cards with OCs. Here is making sigils for different tarot cards. I was really into making sigils. Oh, and here they all are. Some of these are pretty cool. I was planning on making like a minimalist sigil-based tarot deck, but I never really finished that. Still really like some of these though. Really liked the Hanged Man. I really like Death. It's cool. More figuring out those sigils. More tarot sigils. Tarot sigils. Tarot sigils. Tarot sigils. Tarot sigils. Spent a lot of time on this if you can't tell. Tarot sigils, more tarot sigils. More tarot sigils. Looks like I was making a playlist for something over here, but I don't remember what. I see Death Wish, I see Death Heaven, I see Myr's Bow. It looks like maybe a metal playlist, but I don't know what that would have been for. Maybe something on the radio. And more tarot sigils. We have preparations for a classical music radio show that I was running. I miss doing that. It was really fun. Very work-intensive radio show, though. It was just an hour long. Once all the PSAs and underwritings and stuff were cut out, it was about 45 minutes of music. I would stop for a talking break in between each and every song, which was kind of difficult to do, and then in between each song I would announce, the name of the song, who was performing it, the composer, etc. A small soundbite about facts about the song or stuff to look out for. So you can see here I was planning what songs to play and planning some stuff to say about them. And along with that, there's more tarot sigils. More tarot sigils and some thoughts on musicals. More sigils. I was so in love with sigils. Makes sense, I don't know, they made sense to me. Yeah. And some figure practice. I don't think that was from reference, or if it was from a photo reference. This was human lapis lazuli from Homestuck. Human lapis lazuli from Steven Universe, wearing several of outfits that I had. I remember being very pleased with how that turned out. An early diary comic from before I had the Corvid character. I remember this was drawn based on a interaction I had while doing some volunteering for Food Not Bombs, which I did for a while. Comic comparing Elphaba and Glinda from Wicked to Burr and Hamilton from Hamilton. More sigils, and it looks like this might have been when M was replaced by DJ in the choir story. I don't know if they had a time around here when they were overlapping. Eventually DJ completely replaced M went to a new story, and DJ split into two characters, one of whom is Jude from You Have Been Made New, and one of whom is Cyrus from The Choir Story. A lot of these random pages with just stuff on them were drawn at my school's LGBT center, because I spent a lot of time hanging out there. And I know this one was because I mentioned this in my last sketchbook video, I think, but they had these like heart pillows with arms, and I liked giving the hearts creepy mouths. I thought the concept of like stylized hearts with arms was kind of like creepy in a cute way. And these socks definitely were drawn from like Life reference. Oh, and here is another sigil. I drew this while waiting for a choir rehearsal that I was performing in. This here is a sigil made from my full name, Davenport, and you'll see this pop up in a lot of my sketchbooks. I think I've sort of fallen off using it in recent years, but I actually saved my place. Like, you can see it on the front of this sketchbook. It's something I used to sort of like just mark my stuff. This down here was like a funny story I heard two people talking about while I was drawing this, and I wrote it down because I wanted to remember it. Some figure drawing. I don't think that was from reference. Doesn't look like it. Bat Boy the Musical Tarot card. There's Edgar as the Hanged Man. Oh, there's Edgar and Shelley from Bat Boy the Musical. I don't think I finished this one, but there's Edgar holding Shelley's handkerchief from the end of the musical as the lovers. Some little ghosties, a headshot, and KZSC logo. That was the radio station I was working at, or volunteering at the time. Oh, this is from UCRN, which is basically a radio... It's a conference where all the college radio stations in the University of California system get together and have like panels and stuff. So here, this looks like a page of notes from the UCRN conference that I went to. Oh, there's a little Aiden. These are probably doodles that I did during UCRN, and I can tell from like the heaviness of the marks that this half of the page I drew, and then this half of the page is from Aiden. You can see some early Aiden drawings there. That one is also an Aiden drawing, and some commentary on a panel we were listening to. Do not remember the context for that. Here's another page of essentially nothing. Oh, there's a deer character. I think I was toying around this time of like a short comic based on the best ever death metal band Out of Denton by the Mountain Goats, and obviously the characters would be furries. So that was a concept for Jeff. That might be Cyrus, or that might be like just another thing. Oh, and I guess I was thinking of making Cyrus a bat. There's Jeff and Cyrus. And you could see this was me running into the first time about the fact that drums and bass guitars and other instruments are so difficult to draw. Here are some concepts for some album art for the two-piece band that Aiden and I formed and still kind of are in. I think I've posted on this channel before a video of us playing a set at a house show. So here's... I wonder if by now the Corvid and the squirrel existed? I don't think they did, and yet here's some squirrels that were obviously supposed to represent Aiden. Set list and some more concepts, and of course, I tried to make a sigil using the band name. And there is the sketch for the unfinished album art. There's Aiden's squirrel and my crow. I think this preceded my squirrel and crow characters from my diary comics. That's interesting. I don't know where this lines up with me starting those diary comics, but it definitely at least is contemporary to or precedes it. Some more notes on different stuff, more nothing notes, and then there's the end. And we've got in the back here some line art for an unfinished comic about something that happened while we were waiting for a show. And you might recognize these two characters from my last sketchbook tour, the grindcore goat and metal parrot. And that's it. Oh, and there's a sticker from a PR thingy I was sent at the radio station. Oh, I know what that list was earlier. That metal list. I must have been tallying the spins. Okay, this is a tangent no one cares about now that the sketchbook is over, but I worked as the loud rock director at the radio station, and loud rock was the term we used to encompass like metal, punk, and anything else that sort of fell into that subgenre. And so when we got like promotional CDs from bands. They would send them to me. I would label them so that they could be processed by volunteers, and then they would go onto the new music shelf, and any show that wasn't exempt was supposed to play a certain number of new songs, although they did not always, and that was one of my big jobs as the genre director, was to try and get the DJs to play not just songs from our library, but songs off the new shelf. So what I must have been doing there was tallying up all the times that loud rock shows at the radio station had played loud rock songs from the new shelf that week or that month. I don't remember which one it was. And then I would, make the postings about what the most popular songs, new songs of the week. A mystery that didn't need solving, but now it's solved. I figured it out. Anyway, that was my sketchbook from September through November of 2015. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll hopefully be continuing my journey through all my old sketchbooks up until the present day. So, if you want to see more of those, I promise they'll get better and better as time goes on. I have improved over the last 5 years. Stay tuned for that, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye. Also, I've been holding my daylight lamp just in this hand over here, and in the effort to make the lighting better. Now my arm is really tired.